As soon as this hits, in this case, because the currencies go off bids, we need to trade through it. Because when we're buying, we buy at the ask. We always pay the spread, both in and out. So as soon as we trade through it by the amount of the spread, it'll close the position. So in other words, as soon as the ask price hits our take profit that we've got down here at $1.4343.7, then it will close the position. Actually, it'll close the first two lots. You'll notice this jet will change from the dark green to the bright green. And we'll be left with one lot, which it will continue then to trail stop according to the swings on a 1 minute time frame. So let's take a look at a 1 minute time frame. Here I will change that to a 1 minute, and you can see what we've been doing here. I'm going to spread that out a little bit. There, we just hit our target. You notice it closed those first two trades. There's only the one that's left. And if we come down here, we can also add a comments, and it'll show trade number 3 is still left. But it just went through and hit. And let me pull this back up, the trade manager. One thing that we didn't talk about, and you'll notice the green color has changed. That's our favorite color right there. Swing logic. This is what's measuring the swings for these time frames that we're trailing on. So right now we're saying that in order for it to qualify for a swing, there's got to be 4 bars below it that are lower and 2 after that are lower. When that occurs on a 1 minute, so for example right here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 bars below and 2 bars after. That's going to qualify for a swing high. Here we had, at this point, we had 1, 2, 3. It's questionable whether that one was lower or not, so that may or may not have qualified for a swing high on a 1 minute time frame, which means that the stop for a 1 minute would be set right here because there has been no more swings. This hadn't done a swing. So once it bounces, swings back up, and then starts to drop again, and we get 4 bars before and 2 after, then it'll lower this stop from here down to there. And as long as the trade continues to drop and as it swings and each swing continues to be lower, then it'll continue to trail it for that third lot. The default here is 4-2, which is a real good swing. Just to show you how this works, we're gonna change this to 1 before and 1 after. So that's going to be a really tight swing, so that you'll see as soon as one of those qualifies, it'll lower this stop. So I'm going to update. And you can see our stop tightened up. Now, you might wonder, okay, well, see, here's where one qualified, the most recent one that qualified with 1 before and 1 after. But it's not right on top of this, is it? Remember, it's going to take into account the spreads and the stop padding. So this now has moved above a previous bar. If the next bar is below that bar, it'll drop it again automatically. It'll start to trail this down. Naturally, this is a little bit too tight to be practical, but to demonstrate how the trade management is managing the trade for us, whether we're here or not, this all depends on the parameters that we've set up. So as soon as we get another bar where there's one lower in front and one lower after, that will create a swing and it'll drop this stop again to that high plus our padding in the spread. All right, now you'll notice as soon as this next minute bar starts, well, it didn't drop it yet, and that's because we don't have one before and one after that are the same. Looks like, or that are lower. Looks like these two are the same, which we can double check here. The high of this bar is 34.18. The high of this bar is 34.18. So it didn't qualify, did it? Because we need one before. We told it one before and one after in our processing here to create a swing point. And so since there wasn't one before that was lower and one after, there it qualified. And it lowered the stop. So it'll continue to trail that down according to those swings that are created by our swing logic. If this continues high, obviously this is a little bit too tight for being reasonable, but if we had left it at, yeah, for demonstration purposes it works. If we had left it at 4 before and 2 after, if it dropped from here, that would qualify it because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 before that are lower, and we'll be waiting for 2 after to create a swing, at which point it would drop that stop and continue to follow. Okay, trade's closed. The trailing stop was hit and closed out the trade. So you'll notice that jet is now inactive and available for a new trade. Well, hindsight's 20/20, isn't it? If we go to system information, is now updated. So there was a $27.80 profit. Open trades is now set at 0, and our balance is showing our initial account plus the profits from that trade. And that concludes the demo.